welcome to this week's Man, We're Too Old for This. I'm your host for this one, the Todd Father, and joining me,
CDL113.
The experienced some call Jason.
And the token XX fan, Tarky.
it's almost like we didn't practice this.
We never do.
Anyway, today's
When I host, y'all know what order we're going in.
He said the order.
I said the order!
Oh, I must have been fiddling with my phone.
He said, go this way, and we'll let Taylor go last.
So he can have his
To
token.
his token
I was
thing.
probably checking my phone to make sure I had this alarm set. Carry on.
Anyway, this week's episode is going to be Why Jonathan Hickman's X-Men Sucks. Hi, Camille.
So we're going to go, I think, a little further back than that, talk some, and then hit it, and then move forward.
This one goes out to Digital Jedi.
So you're basically setting this one up like Alfred Hitchcock set up Psycho.
Pretty much.
You know, the woman gets murdered immediately. Spoilers. And then it jumps back and shows her getting there, and you know, everything building up to her getting whacked.
No, I'm saying that because, his Dawn of X run, it sucks. I mean, it just does. And I will give my reasons to why it sucks. I think I will be doing most of the talking, maybe me and Tarky, because I know these two you read Piles of X, and Piles of 10, and
I read a few issues of each.
House of X.
Yeah, I read through both of those.
Which, I will give you, I enjoyed House of X and Powers of 10 as X-Men fanfic. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like X-Men fanfic. You know, I like Days of Future Past and that kind of stuff. So I can read that and kind of go, oh man, I like Happy Fun Time, Nimrod and all that. That's neat. But once it became Dawn of X, it's like, oh no, we're going to take this fanfic to another level. Nah. The X-Men are bigots. I don't like bigots. The fact that the bigot is now named Charles Xavier means I don't like Charles Xavier's ass anymore. He has gone to and what I call an easy racism in the book. You have in one of the books you have when Scott first gets his ruby quartz visor, his glasses, and he's afraid to open his eyes because you know he still has the same thing where he opens his eyes, he has no control of it, it's destroying stuff, so he's afraid to open his eyes, and you have Charles Xavier tell him, don't act like a human. Humans go through life with their eyes closed. You are beyond all that. Goddamn.
It's a quick opening statement of, we've decided who is lesser, who's greater in this.
Yeah.
Ubermensch.
Yeah.
Literally.
They went from the downtrodden to those that trod upon.
And they skip the middle ground. And that's kind of my problem with it, is as I'm a longtime X-Men fan, and if you had caught me before this change, and you said, okay, if you had powers, who would you most identify with? Yeah, I'd have been Magneto. You don't like me? I ain't protecting your ass. I may go off, if we can't get along, I may go off someplace, where we don't have to be bothered with each other.
I'm going to go live on this asteroid real quick.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to deal with you.
I may even have Genosha somewhere.
Yeah.
And dare your ass to show up. If you screw at me, I'm not going to be forgiving. We ain't singing Kumbaya and all that kind of shit. I'm not going to attack you. But if you jump into this buzzsaw, you have jumped into a fucking buzzsaw. I have no problem with that. I'm not going out risking my life to make you like me. That is different than I'm your god and I'm just flat out better than you, and I pretty much kind of tell you at some point you are going to worship me, but I'm the victim. The X-Men under Hickman, and it's probably gonna slap, but has a very State of Israel feel to it. I have a real threat in my history, and now I get to be a complete and utter bastard because of it. while still, and if you call me on the fact that I'm being a bastard, I'm the victim, because I have this in my background. See, I was oppressed, all this, so now when I do all this fucked up shit, I get a get out of jail free card, and I can't be called on the fucked up shit that I'm doing. Hickman has basically had me go from, yeah, if I was in this world, I'd definitely be a member of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, to, shit, I'd be building symbols. The minute Magneto opened his mouth in this run, I'd be like, yep, I'm a symbol building motherfucker. You sons of bitches got to go. You need to inject me with something to give me superpowers? Fire it up. Because these motherfuckers is tripping.
Which is funny, because that, in storyline, that would advance faster the creation of the thing that they're trying to stop.
Right. And that's, in his run, the whole thing is, well, we're trying to stop a Nimrod. We're trying to stop the birth of the superhuman. And we do that by giving people every fucking reason to create a Nimrod and to create superhumans, because you sons of bitches is tripping. In the book that you got now, the X-Men Fantastic Four, they just come to Jack. They show up one day at the Fantastic Four's house and go, well, your kid's old enough, we're taking your child.
Yep.
Not does he want to go. You know,
here's his passport. You know, he's an automatic citizen. We're taking.
Yeah, we realize that, you know, Franklin is an Omega level mutant of galactic proportions, and we really don't need him in the hands of people that aren't mutants. He's coming with us. And you sit there and go, and these motherfuckers are the good guys. How? Because, you know, you have Sue Storm basically go, yeah, you just gonna come and take my kid? No, the hell you ain't. We's fighting about this one.
Yeah, and that was one of the arguments I had with a guy on another website. He was like, oh, this is the greatest thing. You know, the characters, the way they handled the X-Men, or the way they handled the Fantastic Four. And I'm like, dude, I don't have kids. My wife and we have dogs. But if someone showed up,
Trying to take my goddamn dog, I'll kill y'all.
No, if I had a kid and somebody showed up and says, you're not worthy of your own child, you know, be different if the child was being abused. The child's not being abused. They show up and say, well, he's of X age, we're just taking him, whether you like it or not, and there's not a damn thing you can do to stop us. No.
We're throwing hands all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That
Only if my gun isn't handy.
and it's like, if it'd been one thing, if I told him, I said, if the X-Men had shown him and says, look, your son's a mutant, he's automatically...
If they had tried to talk them into it,
you know,
or ask Franklin what he thought.
Yeah, he's automatically a citizen of our country now. Here's his paperwork. Can we talk to him, ask him if he wants to come and go to school here and be around other mutants? And they discussed it with the parents, like, hey, he can come away to boarding school, he's safe, he can come visit you whenever he wants.
But they didn't even start off trying to discuss that.
It was automatic. They walked in the door and said, we're taking you, come here. And it's like...
We just found out your son's better than you.
And makes them the Australian government.
Yeah.
Because as late as the 70s, the Australian government was doing that with Aborigines.
Yeah.
They refer to them as the lost generation.
Mm-hmm. And you have the same thing in American history where you had Native Americans that they would do that shit. They just take them. Well, we take you and educate you, and we'll civilize your ass, and Merry Christmas. But yeah, that's the whole thing is basically Franklin's power set is too great for him not.
Well, he's potentially stouter than Chuck.
He's potentially stouter than Galactus.
Well, you have characters there that are stouter than Chuck, because you've got Jamie Madrox, not Madrox, Captain Britain and Psylocke's brother. You know, the crazy one.
Yeah.
The madman. Yeah, he's a reality.
Jamie Braddock.
Braddock. Yeah, he's a reality manipulator, and they are looking at it as, well, he could potentially take the place of the Five. Because, that's the 5 mutants they use to reincarnate. So, having something like him that loves his human parents, when the shit goes down, he could potentially go, Oh, hell no.
Yeah, when we start the race war, he may outside with us.
Right. So,
but if we indoctrinate him...
So there's a whole thing in there to get him pissed off at Reed. And in the beginning of that book, it's basically going, well, you know, Kitty, back when you were fading out of reality and Doom had you, and you remember Franklin would come and talk to you, and you have a relationship, and he may be kind of sweet on you. Yeah, we're going to need you to manipulate him into coming here. And you sit there and go, and these are the fucking good guys?
Nope, not anymore.
Yeah, when you're reading in your marquee characters are attempting kidnapping
Not
for
attempting.
personal gain.
Actually in the process of doing.
Now, isn't there something where they're not allowing Kitty on the island for some reason?
Yeah, there's something weird about Kitty that she can't go through the gates. So she's weird, because this the trick is humans can't really go to Krakoa. They can't go through the gates at all, and if you just kind of show up there, it might
Uninvited,
eat you.
yeah.
It might eat you. You know. So, yeah, she's got a thing like kind of like that, but that's where the Marauders book comes in, where she's basically a drug runner. That's another thing I don't like about the X-Men. They sling dope. You can't fix it.
Well,
They're dope. They're fucking drug cartels.
But is it magic dope?
No, it's not magic. The magic is something else. The dope that they're selling is Krakoa's. You know.
Sorry, it's mutant dope.
Yeah, it's mutant dope. And you can't say no. That's what the whole Marauders book is about. Is them going into countries and went, yeah, I don't want that shit. Oh, you gonna have that shit.
I have seen a blurb about them they were going up against Wakanda thing.
They will probably run smack dab into two countries that will probably fuck them up, and I'm waiting for it to happen and them to play the victim, is Wakanda and Latveria. Because both of those went when they went. Because the whole thing was, we got these magic mutant drugs, make you live longer, fix a lot of disease, if you just say we're our own country, and Wakanda went, the quote, we don't need mutant drugs. Yep. Ain't shit your drugs do we can't already do. Bite me. And Doom was like, fuck out of here.
If you go back to some of the later history or earlier history of Latveria, no narcotics unless you were prescribed something by a doctor. You can't go. Even smoking and
Doom's an
drinking is
iron-fisted
regulated.
tyrant, but he takes care of his people.
Yeah.
Doom loves his people. He just doesn't.
Because
He was not a Stalin style something where he's killing thousands or millions of his own people.
Because even what.
Well, that was always a little side note to Doom. Was he's megalomaniacal and he wants to take over the world, but there's really nothing that says that if he did it, the world wouldn't be a better place.
Yeah, nothing specifically states Doom's evil. He does evil things, but not to countrymen. So if you're his countrymen, hey.
Well, if he took over, it'd be one of those, if you know your role and you stayed there, you'd be all right.
Yeah. And that's kind of his thing.
You thought for yourself,
Yeah, it's kind of one of those kind of things where, Doom goes, we won't have crime. Well, if you commit a crime, you ain't going to have mercy on it. Everybody's got a job. Period. His thing with Latveria is Latverians are happy because I have commanded them to be so. So, and every now and then you'll have somebody pop up and go, I like that shit. And usually it's the Latverian people that tear that motherfucking ass down. The hell are you trying to do? Doom shows up, all of a sudden women are getting assaulted in the streets. Yeah. And they come to Doom, sweet God in heaven. Is this the kind of shit that was going on the outside? What the fuck? So, hell, that was even in the crossover they had with Black Panther. The reason why Bass let him have vibranium is she judged his soul and was like, you think he's evil? This motherfucking man.
He's just ruthless.
He's ruthless as a motherfucker, but I can't really see where he's wrong.
Yep.
His actions are bad, but his reasoning's rock fucking solid. Anyway,
when I was a kid, I thought Doom was just one of the worst bad guys ever. As I get older, it's like, okay, I can see some of what he's doing. He reminds me of the
As
character.
you get older and less satisfied with your own government, Maybe a monarchy is the way to go.
He reminds
Maybe
me
having
of a
some son
character.
of a bitch with an iron boot on your neck makes you a better person.
Doom reminds me of this character named Raymond Reddington on this show called The Blacklist. He will do the wrong thing for the right reason and the right thing for the wrong reason. But there's always a bigger picture that you don't see until, 5 steps down the road. It's like, oh crap, when he killed that dude, he needed to go. Oh crap, when he did this, and it was so nice. He did it because he needed a piece of this puzzle to solve over. It's like,
But let's digress back into
Yeah.
X-Men because
Yeah.
it's turned into a fucking Victor Von Doom love fest, which I'm sure he would appreciate until one of you fucked up and scratched his arm.
Or mispronounced his name.
Or acted like he needed somebody. I didn't do this because you might need it. Shoot. Dude needs no one. But anyway, yeah, I'm figuring that's where they're gonna hit their beachhead. Cause it's going to come because that's their thing right now is, and they really just kind of flat out and told everybody, we're gonna use our drugs to make money. Then we're going to buy people in your country. We're going to put the people that we handpick as leaders of your country. And pretty soon, whatever the fuck we say will go.
We are going to pre-World War II, you.
Yeah.
We're going to do what Germany did to France right before World War II.
The trick is when you go, and there's there's a shit ton of shady shit. Even in, that's their upfront shade. Their shady shit in the background like the character Mystique is only working with them because they have the resurrection thing. She wants Destiny back. They have a rule. No precogs. Anybody that can see the future can't be around.
And that rule basically exists just because of
Moira.
Moira.
Yeah. They know that there ain't no happy ending. That everything... The trick is, and this is where I find a flaw in the writing, they're doing everything to make that future happen.
Yeah. Kind of a Greek tragedy aspect to it.
Yeah. And
I wonder when he wraps this run up, I wonder if he set it up like this on purpose and there's going to be some wrap up that kind of fixes things or at least kind of, gives it a satisfying conclusion. Or
the thing is, he has gone so far kind of out of field. I don't pull for him anymore. There was, like I said, I would have never been an X-Men because as a minority, I don't like the kumbaya shit. I don't. I get as far as, I'm going over here. If you fuck with me, it's on. We gonna do our own shit. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with revolutionary violence. I may have to fight my fucking way out of this shit. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the supremacy aspect.
Yeah.
I have a problem with the supremacy aspect and then playing the victim. The trick is, Magneto never did that because Magneto was at war. If I go, I'm at war, and I knock the shit out of you, if you hit me back, I ain't the victim. If you hit me first, then I hit you back. Nobody, you start a fight, we fight. I'm not playing the victim anymore. I'm fighting to win, but I'm not the victim. Hickman's X-Men want to throw a blow, and then
you can't hit me back.
And then if you hit me back, then I'm the victim, and the reason why I hit you was because some shit way over.
Well, frankly, in this run, at the current timeline, the X-Men threw the first punch because in another universe, you started this fight.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's their argument.
Yeah.
In another universe, you started the fight. So the thing you can't even fucking prove.
It's like, I saw a guy on the internet, he was talking about, he woke up, tapped his wife, said, time to get up, and she just, all mad at him. He's like, okay, so he goes to the bathroom, comes back, time to get up, gotta go to work. I'm not talking to you. And he's like, okay, maybe she's just on the wrong side of the bed. He goes and makes coffee. She comes in the kitchen, and he's like, what's wrong? He goes, you cheated on me in a dream. And he's like, what? You cheated on me in a dream.
Well, I understand what the analogy is, Despite the fact that the story itself is like
and it's like
packed with a little bit of something we talked about earlier.
But it's like one of those things, you know, the X-Men is like, you did this in the future, so we're going to persecute you now. It's like...
Well, the thing is, they are supposedly protecting themselves by becoming every goddamn thing that hell they supposedly stood against.
And they do it knowing there's not a happy ending. I mean, they do it knowing they lost every time.
Yeah. They know that this shit's not going to work. I had hoped, you know, back when we were reading House and Powers, that I was like, oh, okay, I see. I thought for a minute, I see where this is going. The X-Men are doing their shit, the humans are doing their shit, and they're going to fuck around and create AI, and AI is going to go, fuck all y'all. And that's going to be a unifying factor. Okay, we fighting each other so bad that we end up creating something that's going to subjugate all of us. Yep, we got rid of that shit. No. This was all a dirty, evil plot by the humans to create the superhuman,
Well, the post-human.
Yeah, the post-human. And you kind of sit there, and then when you read it, you go, yeah, I can see why. That'd be creating something for your fucking ass. When, you know, Magneto literally ends the first book. Your new gods have arrived. I ain't worshiping your ass. And if I got to build something to take your motherfucking ass out and take a shot...
And it's kind of funny because it's the mutants by accident are going, we hate you because you ended up making mutants on purpose.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you essentially, you prove the fallacy of we're superior to you.
Yeah.
Because if you can control your evolution, that's going to work a lot better
than if
than
you're
the
random.
way evolution actually works, because it's random.
Yep. And the trick is, if they were not such dickholes, wouldn't that make everybody equal? Pretty much?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I was
That's
afraid
the
of
trick.
powers. Now everybody's got powers.
The mutants being born, they'd have gone in and adjusted.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't have people like Rogue, whose mutant power is, you know, that double-edged sword. Oh, no, just tweak that.
Because that's also the thing that you see pushback on. Well, you know, especially I catch it as a black person. Because they go, well, why don't you get this? Yeah, but the difference is, me being born black don't hurt nobody. Mutants, when they erupt, sometimes kill a whole town worth of fucking people. Because your mutant power may be that you detonate like a fucking bomb. And you blew up a school full of fucking people.
Like Nitro actually did in the book.
Yeah. Hey, hell.
I mean, his was not an accidental something.
Yeah, but hell, in Ultimates, you had that one kid that his mutant powers, he had a death factor. That he comes out and all he's finding are like piles of clothes and shit. You find out that anybody that got near him basically just dissolved. Well, people are scared of him. Well, no fucking shit.
They need to be.
The motherfucker just, he do it on purpose, but them people ain't coming back because he didn't mean to.
See, that's why when I started reading, you know, when I was reading the Powers of 10 and all that, you have those where they regrow them. Why don't you fix that, you know, quirk in them?
I don't know why bother.
It'll be all right.
Oh,
He's waved a couple times for time.
Yes, I've waited 4 or 5 times. We have got to come up with a signal people can actually see. Or we'll pay attention to cussing your kids. Sorry.
Well, I paid the same attention you paid when I was saying growing up this way.
We'll wrap it up with the whole, they're trying to stop them from happening. Just a controlled version of themselves.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
Which,
now
to me seems like the worst part of it is
now hell is literally the escalation of a war because there's, I think, like I said, and I'll wrap it up this way. My biggest problem with it is there's nobody to pull for. Not really. You know, I get my choice of bigot. I get basically human bigot, or I get the mutant bigot. And truthfully, if they told a story now where hell they dingo dog calico cat the whole goddamn thing, I'd be sitting there going, yay. You know, my hope is that they run. That
when
they
the
run.
post-humans won, the phalanx was coming through and wiping everything out.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing is it's to the point now. I kind of hope they run into Wakanda and get the shit stomped out of them. One, because I like seeing Wakanda stomp the living shit out of people. And two, I want to hear them whine about it. We were just trying to sling dope in your country. We don't really know what it does, but then you hit me. mean, that's the Marauders book. Is we slanging dope. Some people choose taking the dope, and the ones that say no,
They take the dope.
we give them dope.
Alright.
But anyway, that's my run. I have more to say, but I can't say it apparently. So we will wrap it up here. I've been your host, as always, the Todd Father, and joining me,
CDO 113.
The experience, as some call Jason.
The token not on dope, Tarky.
We don't
Oh.
have your word for that.
that's nice to know.